Willie D Live.
What's up, family? California Governor Gavin Newsom and his wife Jennifer hopped on X to wish some 9 million people in the U.S. who celebrate Kwanzaa happy Kwanzaa. So, what's the problem? I don't know, fam. It's always some uncivilized mutt lurking, trying to steal your joy. Insert Texas Congressman Brandon Gill. Brandon Gill, oh man, he's one of the worst of the worst. Just a pitiful, low-down, sad soul. Here's what Gavin said on X. As families come together to light the Kinara, Jen and I wish all those celebrating a joyful Kwanzaa. May the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, in particular, community, purpose, and unity, guide our way toward a better future. I ain't got no problem with that, but some of y'all do, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about Brandon. Why is Brandon so miserable? Like, how does that hurt anybody? Like, how does just wishing people who's celebrating, well, how does it hurt you? You know what I mean? Like, you don't celebrate, so what? I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but I don't get online and start dragging people for celebrating St. Patrick's Day. You know, I think it's a useless holiday, like so many other holidays. But hey, man, you want to celebrate? Knock yourself out. But Brandon took exception, like he went as far as making a public statement. Listen to what this lonely, dreadful soul said. Nobody celebrates Kwanzaa because it isn't a real holiday. Woo, man, boy. They are truly obsessed with that blackness, man. Always worried about what we doing, what we got going on. Man, that's got to be a really lonely, pitiful life. Good move by Gavin. I think Gavin is going to be the next president. He's absolutely going to be the Democratic nominee. Good move. Good PR move. I don't know if he's coming from the heart. Maybe he's coming from the heart. I don't know. He seems sincere. But in any event, that's just a good move. It's a good statesman move, right? It's a good dignitary move, you know. You try to be the representative for all people, not just people that look like Donald Trump. Donald Trump don't care about nothing but whiteness. That's it. And he really don't care about you white folks. I want y'all to understand that. He don't really care about y'all, because if he really cared about y'all, he would do more to really protect you. He's doing nothing to protect you. Not your safety. White people getting killed, getting slaughtered every day in this country, and mostly by white people. If he really cared about you so much, he'd make sure you could feed your babies. I think that it's safe to say that most white folks in this country, most people period, but most white folks are getting hit the hardest because there's more of them than everybody else. So there's a lot of white folks, millions and millions, most of the people that voted for him, who has fallen on hard times financially. They can't pay for gas. They can't pay for chickens, chewing tobacco. They can't pay for no gas. They can't, well, I say gas. Yeah, they can't pay for bread. And let's not even talk about eggs. They gotta skip the eggs. You know, you gotta decide if you're gonna buy some eggs or you're gonna buy some bread. People having a hard time. A lot of people can't even pay their mortgage, can't pay their rent. Money is tight, man. Money is really, really tight. Now, you know, for the ultra rich, they doing okay. You know, people with the big money, you know, they gonna always be all right. But what about the little man? What about the people who do the most? Because that's who do the most arguing online. That's who do the most protesting. The people who have the less are the ones in the streets throwing up the signs, walking up and down the streets, running up into public places with guns, killing people, just arbitrarily killing people. Those are the ones who are suffering the most. But what do? They take their frustrations out on people who don't have the power to change their life. The only time I've seen it done in recent history is when Luigi knocked off the United Healthcare dude. Luigi, you can say, is probably one of the bravest dudes in the United States because he went to the heart of the problem. He went straight to the top, to the CEO who was running a big racket, a multi-billion-dollar racket. What did they say? They say United Healthcare was worth about $400 billion before it started tanking. He went straight to the source. But what happens a lot of times in this country is, instead of people taking their frustrations out on the source, going straight to the source, they go to and they pick random people, or they hurt people around them. They hurt their own people. Ain't that something? Like, they hurt their own people, including their spouses, their children. That's who they take their frustrations out on. So, this guy right here, Brandon Gill, I don't even know where he come from. I didn't even know his ass was a congressman. Like, he kind of just slipped through the cracks. Obviously, he's not doing anything because he can't really state anything he's done to make a difference in Texas, right? Like, if you're really doing something, if you were moving the needle, at the very least, we would know your name, whether you was moving the needle frontwards or backwards. So perhaps he's one of those stagnant politicians. He really ain't gonna do nothing, just a do-nothing politician who just makes a lot of noise. He's gonna seem like he's gonna be one of those Marjorie Taylor Greene types. Yeah, just get online and rant, hop on, go into the sessions and rant. Don't really get anything done, just talking loud, saying nothing. Gavin Newsom, I'm looking at like, dude is making all the right moves. This is the way a statesman operates. He's polished, he's well-spoken, he knows how to articulate his message, he knows the issues. He don't say stuff like, it's gonna be huge. Well, Mr. President, what's your plan to lower the deficit? We have a plan, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna show you. We're gonna show you what the plan is. We have a plan. Yeah, Mr. President, but what's the plan? Yeah, you know what? You're stupid. That's how he do when he get mad. When you ask him a question he can't answer, he gets upset really fast. Like, you know what? You're stupid. You know what I ought to do? I should take the license of your company. Who do you work for? You work for ABC? I should take your license. Let's get back to Brandon. Brandon seems to think that Kwanzaa, which was created in 1966 by Malona Kwanzaa, is some type of fictitious holiday unworthy of celebrating, even though 3% of Americans celebrate it. By comparison, Hanukkah is celebrated by 5% of Americans. You see that? You see those numbers, fam? That means something. That's a lot of people he's insulting, right? But that doesn't mean anything to Brandon because Brandon thinks the world revolves around white folks. He thinks if it doesn't involve white people or white people's interest, then it doesn't matter. I can guarantee you, if that was a bunch of people celebrating Dog Day, he'd be all for it. He'd be right on board. Hell, They could be celebrating Confederate Day. He wouldn't say nothing. Because Brandon is a coward and a follower. That's right, I said it. He's a coward and a follower. All of this stuff that Trump is out here doing, like literally driving the country off the rails, he ain't said nothing about it. I mean, nothing. Unless you know, anybody who has a voice right now and see what's going on, if they're not speaking out against what Trump got going on, they're cowards, straight up. Straight up. You can't fool me. I don't want to hear nothing about the Democrats. I don't want to hear nothing about Biden. I don't want to hear nothing about Obama. Them people long gone. They ain't coming back. Trump is in office. He is destroying what's left of America. He and he only. Yeah. Well, he got some cronies, you know. But you know, you picking up what I'm putting down, right, fam? All these people who ran out and voted for Trump and still hanging on and hanging on and hanging on. It is very difficult to believe that you're willing to die on that hill. This dude fixed his raggedy stank mouth. Well, actually, he fixed his dirty finger, his dirty fingers to type, you know, something disrespectful. Like, before Trump, I doubt if this would have happened. I doubt if he would have had anything to say about that. I doubt it. Because they tried to have a sense of decorum back then, but you could tell, the way that it's coming out, you can tell that it's always been in them and that it was just an act from the jump. Just like these DEI programs. You see that it was just an act. You see that Target never meant it. They never meant it. Walmart never meant it. And all of the other stores, they never meant it. The ones who switched it up, the Home Depot, they never meant. They never meant it. Who is that? Who else? Was it Bank of America? Well, all of them. If I were these organizations that got these pledges from these banks, I would sue them for the money. I've seen people sue people who pledge money, because what happens is when people make certain pledges, you make certain provisions, you know, within your business model, right? And you say, okay, well, based on this money that we got coming in, we're going to do this and this and this and that and the third. And you may not pursue other opportunities because you feel like you got yourself a business partner, right? You got somebody that's got that part covered. So I think I see an opening for a lawsuit. I would absolutely go in with lawsuits on all of them. And I guarantee you, if you put enough pressure on them, they'll bow down and kiss the rain because they don't have any backbone. The bottom line around here, fam, is numbers, money. That's all that really matters. Money. These stockholders, you know, the shareholders, that's all that matters. They really, and they don't care about the shareholders. The only reason why they act like they care about the shareholders is because they need the shareholders to keep getting paid. But other than that, they wouldn't give a damn if the shareholders lost every single nickel they invested. They wouldn't care. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.